Hello. Hello, everyone. How is everyone today? I feel like since, just checking, okay, I am on Wi-Fi. I feel like since this weekend, I don't know, I've just had music in my head. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. You guys don't want me to sing. I cannot carry a tune very well. But anyway, I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and tonight we are gonna unbox the July 28th, it's not 2018, the July 2020 Paradise Fibers Fiber of the Month Club box. Now, this is a really fun unboxing because the Paradise Fibers team, you never know what's going to be in here. You never know where the box is going to take you. And each month they curate 6 to 8 ounces of fiber, various fiber types. And there's a theme and extras, and it's all in one fun little care package. Now, full disclosure, Paradise Fibers does send me this for free for me to share with all of you, to unbox and promote. And I have an affiliate link, which is down in the video description. And I do earn a commission if you sign up through my link. But yeah, I absolutely love unboxing this. And I guess I think this is my birthday. I think officially with this box. The very first one I opened was July 2018. So that was the first one I ever opened. So this is, I guess, my birthday. Oh, thank you so much, Joe. It really does feel like a care package because there's just a lot of thought into all of the packaging and everything that goes into it. Now, a tiny update as I'm waiting for people to join. I put this together fairly last minute. In May, they gave me a surprise shout out with a dyeing project involving turmeric. And I actually filmed that 2 days ago. And so I think in August that should be coming out. And so it was very kind of them to give me a mention in their newsletter for fun dyeing projects. So that was really exciting. And yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I set this up last minute, so I don't know if they'll pop on into the chat. Sometimes they show up in the chat and then can answer questions. And yeah, I am excited. So the subscription, it's a monthly subscription. It's $34.99 a month that includes shipping for the continental US. There are options for shipping internationally, Alaska, Hawaii. If your country is not one of the ones listed under the default options, and those do include additional costs because shipping internationally is much more expensive. But reach out to them and see if they're able to ship to your area if it's not just listed there. By default, if you were to sign up today, so it's July 9th, you would get the July box as your first one. So if you sign up by the 10th, you get that current month's box. Otherwise, they would wait and your first box would be the August box. But if it's after the 10th and you want some of what we have here, then you just send them an email and let them know that you want the first one to be July. And then if they have them available, they'll make that happen. Oh, no worries. Don't worry at all. Truly, they are amazing to me. And so, yeah, never feel like pressure to use the links or anything like that. And don't feel guilt if you didn't. I enjoy these unboxings as an opportunity to chat and because there's fun goodies in here too. All right, let's start opening it up. I did remember the, knife blade. Just getting it loosened so then I can give you guys the first. Oh wait, first let's smell. Okay, there's a scent and I can't place it. Maybe we'll figure it out in a minute. So the boxes can contain a scent to be involved with the experience. Sometimes there's some candy or something that has a scent. Other times they do There's been incense in one, some oils. If you are sensitive to scents, just let them know and you can request an unscented box. All right, let's see. Ooh, I cannot tell what that says, but I see this bright blue. So on camera, it is looking more saturated than it is in person to me, but it's like a glittery tissue. Okay, let's take a peek at the newsletter. Ooh. Let's root for each other. It looks like, and I'm looking at this and I'm trying to not spoil what's in it for myself. It looks like maybe we have a mermaid under the sea theme, which should be really, really fun. The other thing is, if you subscribe to the Fiber of the Month Club box, you can get 10% off all full price fiber purchases. And if you want more of the fiber from the club box, you can get access to that before they release it publicly. You just need to send them an email or call them. Although right now, I would be assuming email, but anyway, let's peek. Let's go beneath the surface, maybe beneath the waves. I try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. Oh, Eunice is back. Ooh. Okay, I'm very excited. We'll delve into that in a moment, but okay, Paradise Fibers. This is like 2 months in a row. This, so I just sent out recently my summer like set, and the individuals. This is the packaging I used last year for it, but I sent some of this these organza bags out this year as well. Okay, for the individual nights. And so we've got some fun, let's see, for the rest of the packaging, there's this shiny blue, like tinsel stuff, and it does smell like, I can't place it, a little bit like pineapple. So I think that there might be a scented oil in the wrapping, but I'm not sure. Maybe we'll find candy. So that doesn't smell. The fibers don't smell. Let me see. Doesn't say anything. No, but I'll skim that in a moment. Let's, ooh, okay, so we've got like a little burlappy. This is beautiful. Okay, I'm just diving right in. This, okay, all right, if I had to guess, there's some Angelina in here. Both, it looks like a light green and a blue and maybe a red as well. That gives some shimmer, and it looks like maybe some silk. And okay, why don't I read what this is, but does this scream mermaid? Okay, so this is 3 ounce of Mermaid, a multicolored textural combed top, glistening of 65% merino, 5% Angelina glitz, 5% viscose tweed, 25% silk, it's mulberry tussa and recycled sari, in a linen bag. So not burlap, a linen bag. Hey, so I'm learning. I guessed some, but like, just, can you imagine? Isn't that pretty? It's like a mermaid wig. Oh my goodness. This is gorgeous. I feel like they do a really good mix of like soft colors and then things that are, I mean, this is not ultimately fairly soft, like far away, like these colors, even though they're separate, it would blend, like they'll all blend into a beautiful yarn together. Okay, I'm going to carefully put you down. All right, so that was 3 ounces of the, it's just called Mermaid. And now here we have 3 ounces of undyed seashell fiber, a cellulose fiber produced from the pulp of seaweed in a coral print organza bag. And so this looks very, very silky. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to tell. You can sort of see, not necessarily I guess you can see some of the reflection. It is really, really soft. And hey, I enjoy it. It's fun because they include like a mix of like, I mean, now would this be Seychelles or Seychelles? Pronunciation is not a strong suit of me, but the name of the fiber fits with the theme. And so like they had a tropical one, a tropical box one year, and they had pineapple fiber in it. So it is all super, super fun. And I'm curious to see what project they recommend on the back. But let's go through. We've got this iridescent, I guess it could feel mermaid scaly. I want to call it unicorn skin, but all right. Oh, that's so fun. Okay, we've got a taffy right here. I believe, yes, one cotton candy saltwater taffy, which I will be eating in a little bit. We've got, all right, Eunice is back. Eunice, and it's going to be hard to show because she's got like an iridescent film on her. So Eunice, the Paradise Fibers sheep. So this is Eunice. And she's been missing because of the pandemic and everything for the last few months. But here she is and just, oh, look at that. Like, I don't think they've done a sticker quite like this. But the sheep is a mermaid. Oh, excuse me. She's a Mew-maid. Mewemaid. Love it. I absolutely love it. I think this might be my favorite. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay. Eunice, our sheep logo, has returned as a shimmering holographic vinyl sheep sticker mermaid named Mew-maid. But then there is also, oh, this is so cool. There's also the stitch marker of the Mew-maid, which I didn't see first, but when I first read it, that was there. And you can see like the face details a bit in person. I don't think I'm going to be able to focus on it, but you can see it's like an acrylic with a little image on it, and that is really cute. And it's got this little like pin, so that way you can use it as a progress keeper or as sort of use it as a stitch marker as well. So that is adorable. And then we've got some sequins. So there is a, let's see, 150-yard spool of sequin string with attached threader. Disassemble the sequin string and use the threader to incorporate the loose sequins into your fiber. Oh, that is cool. And the sequins are like a little glittery. So each one, rather than being a faceted sequin, it's got like, it's more like there was like a shiny, okay, so like my nails has some glitter in it. It was almost like you took something with glitter, then you like punched a sequin out of it. So it'll add like a lot of shine, but they're, yeah, that's really pretty. And I mean, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I've never incorporated sequins or beads or anything into yarn yet. Okay, it looks like that there is a tutorial. Ooh, wow. Okay, it looks like there's a tutorial. Okay, so the merfolk have been a source of magic, mystery, and beauty for centuries. So summer tones with cool underwater tones. And you can share your shimmering creations that you dream up on social media with the hashtag Paradise Fibers and @ParadiseFibers on Instagram. Seaworthy sequin yarn. Set seal, I love them, on a sparkling spinning adventure by adding sequin to your yarn. Whether auto-wrapping a bulky single, adding dimension to a thick and thin creation, or lending a bit of shimmer to a lace labor of love, incorporating sequins into your yarn is simple and can be achieved several different ways. Our friends over at Schachd, Schachd, I am not sure how to pronounce that. They've put together a helpful YouTube video demonstrating one way you can incorporate sequins into your yarn without glimmering bits sliding around on you. You can watch the video in here, there's like a URL to the video, and it gives like a little, there's like a little image there, and my spinning's usually not that thin. So you'll need 2 spun singles, spun fine, one with sequins threaded onto it and one without, a wheel, a lazy Kate, 3 bobbins. the two with the singles on them and one to apply onto, and a bit of patience. The binding single used in this tutorial is a manufactured thread. However, you can use your own handspun singles to achieve the same result. Try using the Seychelles or Mermaid fiber featured in Seychelles or Mermaid fiber featured in your box. Okay, and it gives some tips. So the Seacell, because the Seychelles are a place, and I'm not sure how that's spelled. It's a wonderful silky fiber that's made of eco-friendly lysol process similar to the way mint, pearl, and rose fiber is made. Mint fiber. I don't think I've seen that one yet. The cellulose fiber is truly unique. Its base is made from beech trees that have been harvested and ground into a pulp. The pulp is immersed in a water solution, and while it is in liquid form, seaweed is added to it. From there, it is spun into tiny fibers using spinnerets, then hardened and set into solid fibers, dried and cut. The result is long, strong, lustrous, and silky natural fiber that is next to skin soft. Unlike traditional rayon and viscose fibers, this process actually uses recycled, harmless chemicals that do not go back into or contaminate the environment. This makes it truly a closed-loop process, utilizing chemicals no more harmful than common table salt and resources that are completely renewable, 98% which are reused time and time again. The algae used to make the Seychelles fiber is commonly called knotted rack and is found widely in the fjords of Iceland. This fiber is rich in minerals, salts, and vitamins, and making a nourishing fiber for your skin. And finished garments will be breathable and cool to touch. Cool. That's really cool. Yeah, so you get to learn a little bit, and then the colors are great, and just everything. It's so thoughtful and creative. And of course, you have no obligation to try to make a sequin yarn, but you could like save this and play around with the technique with like a commercially spun thread or something like they suggest. And so it opens up possibilities. And I like that not only do they provide beautiful fiber that you could just go and spin as it is. You could just go and spin this now and create beautiful yarn. Or then sometimes they put something in so you can challenge yourself a little bit, whether it's with a dyeing project or a different way to spin to create a different type of yarn. And so it's really fun that they include all of that in here. And I really want to eat the taffy. Okay, so I don't think it says anything about the scent. It does feel pineapple-y. So I still get the scented box. I'm sensitive to scents, and so this way I can review it. This doesn't really bother me at all. It is like a little strong, so if you're sensitive to scents, I would just request unscented. But I personally have more of an issue with like florally type scents than I do with more fruity scents. So like when we get soaps, I like fruit scented ones. I don't know. That's just me and my preference. But do you guys have any questions? I like mermaids. I like this colorway a lot. And I like glitter and sparkle, and just, I don't know if you guys can appreciate all of the shine in this. So this blend right here called Mermaid is, once again, it's 65% merino, 5% Angelina glitz, 5% viscose tweed, 25% silk, and that's a mix of mulberry, tussa, and recycled sari. And the Angelina in here, there's like a lime green. I feel like I saw, yeah, there's some blue and there's some red or maybe fuchsia minimum, and there could be more. I don't know. I want like, I like Angelina. And then of course it's iridescent. It's like a little iridescent, so it gives that shift. Oh yeah, no question. I mean, this colorway would be beautiful as like a wavy wig. No question. It's got to be so fun to blend this. Okay, and so then so I talked about the glitz, but in here there's a little bit of like a fuchsia purple. There's a more apple green. There's a little bit of white. There's like a more grass green. There's an ocean blue, a true teal. Yeah, a little bit of more like a Caribbean blue. I would say those are the colors. So it's a lot of like oceany colors, but ultimately it is fairly soft, even with all of it going on. And this is just stunning. It's beautiful. There are so many colors in it. And that's one reason why I'm like, okay, if I hold it back here, of course I see the comments, you can kind of get a sense of how I think it'll feel very much sort of like an ocean blue, a teal, if it gets super blended, but then you'll have like closer up, and you can see all the different colors. What was I gonna say? So club members, if you want more, if 3 ounces of this isn't enough, then I don't think it says on here, but usually at the end of the month is when these special fibers that they release them first in the club, and then it might become available on their website probably at the beginning of August, if not sooner. Reach out to Paradise Fibers if you want to double check. But if you are a subscriber to their club, then you can request more now. And so it's sort of like a good deal because you're getting a discount. You're getting a discount on the fiber by getting it as a mystery package, and then you can get 10% off more as a club member, but then also access it sooner. And this doesn't have, so the scent I think is on here. I don't smell any scent in the fiber itself. New subscriber, been watching some of my old videos. Do I show them after I've spun them? Occasionally. I don't spin as fast as I'd like. I forget what is on. I still have some things on the bobbins that I need to take off. In the winter, I do a lot more spinning and stuff. At the moment, it's especially hard because my whole family is around. And so the time I think I need to figure out a way to edit videos and spin at the same time. That would be really, really good. At least the kids know not to touch the wheel when she's out. I have a Kromsky Fantasia, so it has a very small footprint. And so, yeah, as I'm spinning, I do occasionally, very rarely film spinning videos, but I definitely do more dyeing than I do knitting and spinning these days, but I'm hoping to shift and put some more like I'm working on blocking out time for me to slow down a little bit and do some knitting. But I am excited. It's funny because there's so many that I have been so excited about, and then I keep like I have like I have a box, and then I sort of have them arranged in there in a rough queue, and then occasionally then I'm like, oh no, this one has to come in front. But I consider myself more of a like novice spinner. Like I can spin yarn and set it, and I can do a reasonable like thicker yarn, but I don't have perfect singles or anything like that. And so that's something that I need to practice more towards, and I hope to do in the future. I actually have I have a spinning video that is probably now over a year old that I need to edit, and I've got some other things. I enjoy filming spinning, because I just think that it's a little mesmerizing to watch, and there have been a few times when I've done some spinning live streams, but not recently. So, there's different color sequins. Yeah, sometimes there's some variety. So yeah, I got, oh wait, maybe I see a pink one. Ha! Okay, so I got blue, but maybe this is the pink color. Although it looks a little bit red. But it's got some iridescence to it. That is funny. I'm sort of sticking it back in there. Yeah, they've sent beads in the past, neps to work in, locks. I turned the rainbow locks into like a little cloud. But I like the little progress keeper. And then of course, Eunice, I've missed her. I like this one. I still have I have my collection. I need to figure out like where I want to like put them all. I have them in I have a little slot on my backdrop shelf, and it's like all my little Paradise Fiber stickers in this little container. Oh, maybe I should take a picture of it before I eat the taffy. It's cotton candy flavored. Okay. I am attempting to put everything guess in the morning. I'll eat the taffy. I won't photograph the taffy. Oh, look at that. That is not the most pretty layout I have ever done. But this is $34.99 a month, and you get all of this and their newsletter and their tips, and they're really, really kind to work with. And I've been really grateful and thankful that they continue to send this to me. You ate the taffy right away. I'm like, oh, I could do like a pretty little, and include it in there. Although I could, no, okay, maybe I'll wait. I'll eat it tomorrow because I want to take a pretty picture of it. Yeah, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I don't remember what last month was. Maybe it was love? Oh, it's been the last few months that we've just been home have kind of blended. The last few months have blended together like some beautiful, beautiful fiber. But for real, there's been a lot. It's almost hard to remember the difference right now between April and May and June. And realizing I gave my eldest a haircut today, and it's the second one I've given him since we've been staying at home. And that just felt odd that he needed a haircut again. May was Mountain Meadow, and Lanel, yes, so I remember the May, it was the Mountain Meadow, it was the Cormo fiber with the turmeric and lanolin, because I just filmed, I just did the turmeric dyeing project that they sent, which I'd never tried before. And so, yeah, I filmed my first experience trying that. And then, but yeah, no, I'm not remembering last month. But anyway, I'm very excited, and I really actually want to spin, but I don't think I have any open bobbins. I think I've got stuff that, because I'm always like, oh, I'll set this twist, and first I want to photograph it or something, and then it sits in my little basket, and I'm like, oh right, I need to deal with that. Wisteria and the Enchanted Forest. Okay, thank you. I couldn't remember for the life of me. Oh, that's the other Eunice. And then I try to keep everything somewhat together, because since the fiber types are all so unique, I need to do just what I think I need to do is I need to go, and in all of these unique fibers that they've given me, the ones that I haven't used already, I should spin just a couple yards of each one, and then I should label them, and we should dye them all with fiber reactive dyes and just see how they take up color. That would be a lot of fun. Not sure, maybe by next summer at the rate I'm going, but that's an idea that would be really fun to do. Hello. Well, yeah, so Carmen, that's sort of just what I was talking about. I've dyed, well, because I think, wait, was it the rose fiber blend that they had last July that was the Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Because that one they featured me also. And then they sent Skittles, and so then I did a video about it. I think that was a rose blend, and so I did some of that. But yeah, I think that I'm just, because some of them I'm like saving because I'm like, oh, I should dye this and I should dye this. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little collection of fibers, and then, but some of them aren't enough. So like I do, on my channel, sometimes I do viewer sponsored videos and people request like roving and stuff, but a lot of times, I don't have enough to like, to use for one of those or something, but no, you don't really smell either. This is really, really soft, really soft. Yeah, so I think that that is something that would be fun. I have like some other like just hand spun stuff, but then oh, where's the other one? Like I applied something with silk thread, which actually didn't work as well as I hoped. But I haven't dyed any of these things yet. So it's on the list. I hope to do it at some point. But anyway, in my not super pretty setup at the moment. So again, the subscription is $34.99 a month, and it's a monthly subscription. You get charged, I think immediately, and then on the first of the month thereafter, but you can cancel anytime. And if you want this Mermaid box, then you can sign up today, sign up by the 10th. But if it's after the 10th, then just reach out to them if you want this one, because otherwise, if it's on the 11th or something, the default will be to send you August as your first one. Oh man, so the Dyer weekly sponsorship slots have been going really quickly, and I need to figure out how to manage that. So I currently have a waiting list. Like I've started sort of like a waiting list of people who are interested, who I will, when I release more slots, I will message. But I think that that list is now more than the number of slots that that I ever like have at one time. So I need to figure out how to better manage manage it. So yeah, soon, hopefully, yes. Yeah, I would say just keep in mind if there's ever like a listing that people have that is like custom for someone, then occasionally there's something reserved because it's like there's something like an added layer, or like I have to special order or something. But yeah, so hopefully in the next shop update, I plan to release more. I just have to, I don't want to, I never want to let anyone down. And so sometimes, especially right now, I've had even fewer, like it used to be as soon as I finished a video for a slot, I'd release more, and I've slowed it down a bit. Mainly because I never know what my week to week, what my filming schedule will be like. We have, in general, like some set times when I'm allowed to film and work, but I worry about taking on as much as I used to when I have less time to edit and film. Have I ever thought about doing a beginner's Dyer series? Yes. And I can't, yeah. But in what I can talk about, I do have, I have a lot of videos that are beginner friendly. I don't currently have a specific like, hey, start here, learn to dye yarn playlist, because I think while I have a lot of videos that work for things like that, a lot of my videos thus far have been about my own journey and my own learning process, especially if you start with Dye Pot Weekly. And well, some of the really old videos are a little embarrassing, but are functional and factual. And so one thing that, and it also got pushed aside for other projects, is I filmed a long time ago, probably a year ago, I filmed a bunch of B-roll. Oh gosh, it could have been even longer. A B-roll for a video that's like dyeing yarn with food coloring 101. And at the time, one thing that sort of delayed it was that I tried filming talking heads and it felt really awkward and stuff, because I was going to talk through the video and then insert this footage around it. And I actually am so much more comfortable talking in front of the camera now than I was back when I did that. And so I had filmed like a whole set of me talking in front of the camera, and then I didn't really like it, so I didn't use it. So I think I'm going to refilm that. And so then I will have a like dyeing yarn with food coloring 101 that will sort of go through like what you need. And then it also just shows a few like techniques and sort of on the like way you can combine everything together. So if you're interested in commercial dyes, I recommend like starting at the beginning of Dye Cut Weekly, because I start my journey into acid dyes through those videos. And I mean, I look at a lot of other dye types along the way, but yeah, so that's a roundabout way. There should be some other video. There's things outside of my control. So that's what I will say on that. But hopefully, you know, soon. But I do the my Learn to Dye, or like my Kool-Aid dyeing yarn with Kool-Aid playlist, is a very beginner friendly place to start as well. A lot of the new videos I filmed with that were done specifically with beginners in mind. And so it's still using a lot of yarn bases from, say, like Dyer Supplier and Knit Picks and things like that. But that playlist is a good place to start, especially if you have access to Kool-Aid. That's how I started dyeing yarn. So there was also a question, are acid dyes expensive? Not necessarily. You can get half an ounce, which is enough to, I think half an ounce is about 14 grams, if I'm remembering correctly, which is enough to dye like at least, 10, usually a reasonable baseline is 1 gram of dye per 100 grams of yarn, but sometimes you might use a little more or a little less. So there's a lot of dye in half an ounce. It'll last a long time. I don't think I have used up a half ounce jar yet. And so you can get those for as little as like $4. But the more expensive part with commercial acid dyes comes from getting dedicated dye equipment, which you can do. You can often find like a stainless steel pot or something at a secondhand store. And so you just want to make sure that you have dedicated dye equipment that you don't use for food. You'll want like some kind of respirator mask, which is harder to find at the moment because of the pandemic and everything. But yeah, so you'll just want to make sure you have the right tools and equipment. So in terms of seeing if you like dyeing yarn, food coloring is a really great way to experiment and see if you like it and get a sense of what kinds of techniques that you like. I've got some amazing, like possibly up there with my favorite food coloring technique ever, videos coming up this month. And I'm really excited about them, and I think you guys will be blown away too. And I saw some more. My videos with food coloring and vinegar encourage you to try firsthand dye. Yay! I'm so glad that you liked it. Yeah, it depends on the brand. RIT dyes. Yeah, so RIT liquid dyes are probably $4 to $6. Kenyatta is right about that. I like RIT okay. I prefer like Jacquard and Dharma acid dyes to RIT, but one perk of the RIT liquid dyes is it's already in liquid form, and so therefore you don't need a mask. So it's I would say that it's sort of like an intermediate in between like food coloring and then commercial acid dyes. Most indie dyers who sell yarn do either commercial acid dyes or fiber reactive dyes for their projects. So yeah, Kool-Aid, like if you can't get Kool-Aid, you can still do a lot of amazing techniques with liquid food coloring. My favorite is the Wilton Colorite system. That's my favorite to use. And yeah, stuff and acid dyes can go a long way. Do I use a dedicated stove? So I dye with acid dyes in my kitchen at home. And this is something where I think different people might have different comfort levels. So for example, I don't put acid dyes in my microwave, or I wouldn't put them in my refrigerator. Like the microwave, it's like an above the range one, and it would be hard for me. It's a little harder to clean. And so I don't want to do that, but I do use my stove top. I have a gas stove and I use that and I clean it before and after. And then I'll cover my kitchen counter with, I use like a shower curtain. And then I wipe down and clean everything after as well. I always check the area like around the stove and like the floor and stuff like that. And the spread of dye is minimal. But I do know some people who will not mix dyes inside their house at all. They prefer to do that outside. You do want to make sure you're working in a well ventilated area. And I never deal with dye powders when my kids or my dog are around. Like the dog is always in the other room when I'm dealing with dye powders, and the kids are either usually like on a different floor. But once I have, like if I make a dye stock and if I have, you know, the acid dyes dissolved already, then I'm comfortable with the kids being around when I do that. I haven't had them participate with any commercial dyes yet. I suppose I've technically tie-dyed with them, but like with a tulip kit, but I haven't had them, yeah, I haven't had them use acid dyes with me, but I've used acid dyes with them like on the same floor, just not powders, because I don't want them, like if I'm wearing a respirator, I don't want them to like walk through the space or anything like that. Okay. You love making, I can see, you can see yourself liking dyeing, chemical processes you can do at home interest me. Yeah, I mean, the other nice thing about food coloring is that food coloring, it behaves like an acid dye. It's just, it wasn't developed with like dyeing fiber in mind. And so it's not as light fast as some commercial dyes. But it works the same way. And so some acid dyes might strike a little faster, some a little slower. So you'll have to tweak your acid concentrations a bit. But a lot of the techniques I do with acid dyes, I can do with food coloring and vice versa. And sometimes with some of the things I've done, I bet that I could throw up some pictures and you would not be able to tell if it was food coloring or acid dyes. Let me see. Oh, I'm glad your kids like the videos too. Oh, soap. Wait. Oh, and I have to say, guys, I've been really behind on comments on YouTube videos. So if I've missed a question of yours, I'm really sorry. I've been trying to like go through and respond. Could you message me? Yeah, Kenyatta, yeah, message me. We've chatted on Etsy and stuff before, so you can message me there. But also my actually, Kenyatta, I'll have a contact email in I think on the channel description, and so that's another option in case if I don't always see Facebook messages anymore. That used to be a really Facebook and Instagram used to be really easy ways to get and reach me, and then my notifications got blown up. Have I ever used GK industrial dye? No, I haven't. And I feel like I missed something, but yeah, oh gosh, I really I like playing with different types of dye, and I think thus far, my favorites are definitely food coloring and acid dyes. And so I've been doing a lot more food coloring recently, in part because like with the knit crate feature, it also in May, but also just, it's where I started. And then with the kids around so much, I was like, okay, I'm just going to play with food coloring because then I can do this with them in the other room. And it made if I only have, 2.5 hours to film instead of my usual 8 to 9, then I'm like, okay, then it makes the transitioning the kitchen from the dyeing kitchen back to the family kitchen a lot easier. But we've done some workarounds in that, basically packing lunches for everyone, and then I can leave to yeah. We've made it work. but it's harder to do some of the more like involved experiments and things that I used to do because I would film them over the course of a whole day and I don't necessarily have like that chunk in the same way anymore. Thanks for your videos. You've been loving Dharma Fiber Reactive Dyes recently. Oh, fun. I don't like fiber reactive dyes as much. And maybe I need to get more. I definitely need to get more colors because I think the colors I've got like a navy-ish deep purple color. I've got black. I've got turquoise, which I've heard is a tricky color, and then a grape. Because I just got a few just to like play around with, and I definitely need to do a deeper dive. But in general, I like acid dyes because they exhaust, which means that when you have a pot with the dye and the yarn, then eventually all the dye is gone in the yarn and the water is clear. And so that is awesome. It makes less washing. It makes it a lot easier to deal with. But I know a lot of dyers who prefer using fiber reactive dyes. And so I think that's why I need to like play with it more to see how I feel. And I mean, a perk of the fiber reactive dyes is that they can work on cotton. So yeah. So this was before I was doing the dyeing channel, but I did get a write-up in, since we're thinking about like science-y stuff, I was written up, there's like a little blurb about me in CNE News, a long time ago. Maybe this was like sometime between maybe like 2012 and 2015 or something. And they featured just some of my like science knitting patterns. Or like they had like a picture of one and they just said like something about me. And yeah, it's really fun. Like I was like, man, I never got into CNE with Chemical and Engineering News. It's like a weekly ACS like, you know, it talks about like current science events and stuff. And it was always like on the table in our break room. And so we'd always like read them at lunch. But it's like I never got featured for my research. But the best part is because I think they just sent me the online link. But because like my dad's a chemist and my in-laws, I think, also got it, because if you had like an ACS membership, you got the CNE News as like part of it. So if you've ever gone to a conference, so they were able to get me physical copies of it, which I have no idea where they are, but I've got them somewhere in the house. So that's a fun trip down memory lane. Oh, no worries. You went for primaries? Yeah. Yeah, if you're using plant-based yarn, then no question fiber reactive dyes are the way to go. Like, and for this, fiber reactive dyes. Acid dyes and food coloring will not work on cotton or acrylic. And someone asked about like yarns that are easy for people to find like in stores and stuff. I have a few videos using Lion Brand Wool Ease and Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool and some other things that I've found. I use sugar and cream cotton sometimes, things that I find in big box stores, but it's harder to find their like 100% natural fibers. There's very few even just like wool nylon options that then also come in a pastel. So I do recommend, yeah, I have some more that I like had on hand to dye, and then like I don't know, it got pushed aside. So I've got like a tote bag filled of, I think, like a bunch of different random Lion Brand skeins, because I actually had a negative experience ordering from their website. But anyway, I should sign off because I have to go work more on, I'm transferring my raw files to a new archive hard drive because the current one is full. Good problem to have. Good problem to have. But anyway, I hope I didn't miss any questions. Excuse me. But yeah, I hope that you guys are having a good, is today Thursday? Good Thursday. As I said, everything is blending together. There is a new episode of Dye Pot Weekly tomorrow, which actually I believe it's a roving video. Yes? So I think it'll be fun. And that's tomorrow's technique is one that I'm going to need to try again. It was really, really fun. Okay. So if you want to learn about, I've got a few videos where I talk about dye stocks, but I typically like to make 1% dye stocks. So I'll measure out, say, 5 grams of dye and dissolve it in 500 milliliters of water. If I'm just going to do like 500 milliliters, but I'm actually, I think, transitioning the way I do things, and I'm working on using up all of my stocks entirely, because I think I want to go down to having a few colors that I use the most as stocks. So say black, gray, brown, and then the primaries. So no, black, gray, navy, and the primaries. So maybe like 6 colors. And then I have space for the occasional random colors that I make up for reasons. Just because I have limited space to store dye stocks. And so and then I didn't have space to make more of the colors that I actually like want to have quick access to. So yeah, in general, I think I prefer to mix colors fresh is what I've discovered. But I also like, just if I'm not caring about accuracy, I like having some stocks on hand. And I'm putting this in there so I don't eat it. All right, I am going to head out. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining me for the unboxing. And this is looking super pretty. All right, but I will chat with you all soon. Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my absolute pleasure to answer questions. And I do try to reply to questions left on my videos. I don't always see things that are a reply to another comment, but I can easily see something I haven't replied to. And I try, if I see a question, I try to like respond to them sooner if I can. But you guys are awesome and have been leaving so many comments lately that yeah, things have been chaotic, but it's good. Okay, good night, everyone.